Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to War on the Sea. In the previous episode we had a bit of an encounter with a submarine and now we are looking at an encounter with an enemy aircraft from the North Carolina, the Dewey and the Amsterdam. I don't really have anything that I can throw up against these guys, so I will begin the encounter. Maybe I can shoot it down, but I don't know. It's going to depend entirely on whether this enemy aircraft has any inclination of coming close to my ships. So let's start. Here's the North Cal. Where is that enemy aircraft? I know that it's a bit of a risk sending out 3 ships without any kind of air cover, but the Enterprise got torpedoed in the last episode and cannot assist here whatsoever. Ah, there you are. Oh wow, the guns are automatically engaging. That's refreshing. Did that get patched already? Because they sure as hell didn't do that before. Amsterdam, target. Amsterdam's, I think 5-inch guns are going off. Secondary guns. Yep. Aircraft at 1600 yards. We can also switch to the viewpoint from the aircraft, and it's just flying directly over my group, which is something that it'll soon come to regret. Because it's gonna get engaged severely and probably won't have too much in the sense of survivability. Flag going off, there we go. Aircraft 1 down. Considering that there was only 1 aircraft, I think I can leave right away. Yeah. So they know that I have my battle group over here, my task force. Now is the question, what are you gonna do about it? If anything. What I'm going to be doing is continuing to play, moving at 600 times speed. Greenling and Gato are positioned. Task Force 6 is getting another contact. That's not the NC. Go 2. Oh. In this case, I will begin the encounter, because the Fletcher might be able to shoot down that spotting aircraft so that the submarine is no longer able to engage us. I'm going to do it with a bit of a trick though. I'm going to ignore the aircraft for now. Wait for it to get closer. Closer, 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 closer. And then I'm going to go to World, which immediately forces an encounter of sorts. It just forces me to control the units. Now I'm going to start. Now I should very, very quickly have that aircraft fly over me. There we go. There's the scout aircraft. I believe that they're launched from submarines, but I'm not 100%. The alternative to them being launched from submarines would be that these things get launched from cruisers, which would mean that I have at least 1 and potentially 2 cruiser groups unaccounted for. Interesting to see that my Type C3 class, where are they? Freighters are also engaging. Come on, keep pestering the guy. Have we hit him at all? No. Well, you better be quick, because he's not going to stick around for much longer. Yeah, all guns went silent. I don't think we can have any more shots at him, except for flak. Cannot use time compression because the enemy aircraft's still too close. Whoa, you're gonna circle? Oh, we have hit it. Smoking a bit. What are you doing, you dum-dum? Are you really gonna come back here? No, it's not coming back here. Contact lost. Retreat, leave. Nope, cannot leave for another 180 seconds. Cannot use time compression either. And interestingly, I might have lost the aircraft on my map, but I can still see exactly where it is, considering that I was just, well, I happened to be watching the aircraft. Somewhat exploited this, isn't it? Now we can leave in about a minute. So we bloodied the aircraft a bit, but she's alive. I hope that I won't have another encounter. But the enemy aircraft came from somewhere around here. So I'm going to tell this cruiser group. No. To go here instead. Oh, sorry, not a cruiser group. It's an ASW group. There it is again. Ignore it. I hope that my group is faster than the enemy submarine that's tailing me here. So while I do have a Fletcher class there, I'm not too convinced about our capabilities to deal with submarines before... it has to be around here. Before the enemy submarine's capable of taking out transports. We're going to sail a bit of a search grid here. While hopefully ASW-1 is going to go directly towards the threat. The NC battle group is still looking for trouble. Should have them do a patrol here. And I have the Gato over here. She's still moving to position. Grindley moving to position. And Growler and Grouper also moving into range. Of course, that way. The enemy submarine might be tailing Task Force 6. Encounter. ASW-1. Surprise, surprise. Time 0:30. We're sub-hunting again. There's not much that I can do right now, aside from hope that I don't immediately get blown up. Active sonar. Active sonar. We're going to do a hefty turn to port. I'm in underwater mode to see if I can hear any launches. Nothing yet. Take manual control of the Cummings. You're going to turn that way. Orders, break formation. Turn that way. Come on. Move, damn it. There, following my plans. Good. Now let's slow down and have a listen. Maybe we can hear it. I just need a general bearing on that submarine to see if we can find it. Speed 10 knots. It's very important that this submarine gets taken out because I plan to have quite a few transports going back and forth to that new base of mine. Not available. The MS submarine has to be close. Alright. Search grid for the Cummings. Search grid for Mayhem. I'm doing quite a lot of maneuvers, hoping to make the enemy submarine's life as difficult as possible. I don't want them to get a good solution on my ships. I don't want to be predictable. But this can take a while. There's all sorts of alarms going off. That might have been the submarine that I heard, but I'm not sure. Nor do I know where it is, or was. Let's go to 5 knots. Mayhem, 5 knots. There. That siren? I don't know if that's the sub or not. That ping is my sonar. After quite a bit more searching, it seems like the enemy submarine has been able to get away from me. I've been able to leave the combat for quite a while now, and I'm actually able to do another ×5 time compression. There's nothing out here. Or not anymore, anyway. So I'm going to leave this fight, and we're going to see if we can find something else. Maybe the enemy submarine is going to give us another clue about its location after sending out another scout plane. That's the hope, anyway. In the meanwhile, I'm going to stay close to Task Force 6 to assist it, should it need so. Got to move into position. Battle group close to New Georgia, which is a neutral port. Could be a nice base location, this as well, but I don't believe it's part of my objectives. Maintain control of Port Moresby, Milne Bay, Rennell Islands, Santa Cruz Islands, and Maliata. That means I also have to capture that, which is awfully close to the Florida Islands and Guadalcanal, which means I'll probably not be able to capture it anytime soon. If you want to capture a position like this, you're going to need to bring quite a few Marines, or troops. This is my cruiser group. Oh, hello. Enemy aircraft spotted near the NC battle group. Let me guess, another scout aircraft perhaps? Let me just take that thing off screen. The aircraft was swiftly dealt with, and unfortunately of course that means that they know where the North Carolina's battle group is, but she's not going to be sitting there, she's going to be moving around. And now we have an enemy aircraft near the Gato. That could be a problem, but unfortunately the Gato is not really equipped to do much against that. What I do have is over here Task Force 6, and Task Force 6 can now offload all the cargo. And we're going to do just that, unload all. Oh, we need to be within 6 miles. Fine, we'll try another 10 nautical miles. And then we'll drop them off. Here, unload all, check. That is from the Fletcher. Oh, never mind, we actually have it. So this base, the Rennell Islands, is now mine. It's just not really functional, because I don't have enough supplies, nor engineering, nor fuel. Or actually, no, I do have enough supplies, but I don't have enough engineering or fuel to bring it either to an airport 1 or a port 1. So the next call is going to be to bring Task Force 6 all the way back, and then load them up again, and just send them out again. So that's what these guys will do, and in the meanwhile, ASW groups 1 is just going to be patrolling this perimeter, ensuring that there will not be any submarines around. And then just do a casual back and forth here. The other ASW group, ASW 2, is going to do something similar. I really want to find that submarine that's hiding out here somewhere. Now Gato, I want you in here. Greenling. We're going to see if we can intercept some shipping from here. Aircraft near the Growler. Okay. I'm interested to see where that thing goes. Once it's... Hold on. Set a new course. Somewhere over there. Enemy spotted near ASW 1. Here? Oh, submarine spotted. Let's begin. Once again, Cummings and Mahan are going to have their hands full. Begin. So we've spotted the enemy submarine, we just don't know exactly where it is. So once again, we're sub-hunting. And I think we're going to be doing that a lot. Now, I want these guys to be in a formation, not line ahead, but line abreast, to ensure that we have both sonar arrays looking forward at a distance of 1,000 yards. The Mahan, we're going to steady course. The enemy submarine was somewhere to our west, I think. So I'm turning way too much. Not available. Okay. Not hearing any launches yet. Where could you be hiding? Let's activate radar as well, in case it just happens to be on the surface. I don't find that likely, but who knows? The AI does some interesting stuff here. full complement of depth charges. We're fine. Alright, steady as she goes. I'm gonna slow down. See if we can hear it. I cannot time accelerate, so the enemy submarine is here somewhere. In fact, it's over to the starboard side of the Mayhem. And the first information that I got about that was that a torpedo fully impacted with Mayhem. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more out there. Which means that the submarine has spent all of its ammunition on the bow tubes. Considering the arc, the enemy submarine has to be somewhere right there. So I'm now going to take manual control of Cummings and just get her to break formation. We're going to have to head somewhere over there. I think that the damage to Mayhem is going to be extensive. Heavy damage, heavy flooding. Remains to be seen whether Mayhem can be saved. I'm going to tell Mayhem to get the hell out. And it's going to have to be the other destroyer that takes the kill. So the enemy sub got the first blow in. Now it's going to be my time, hopefully, for some revenge. But this is what I mean. You get absolutely no warning. There's no trails in the water that tell you, hey, you're about to get hit by a torpedo. That's something that I think Ultimate Admiral Dreadnought does a lot better. Because it actually tells you that, hey, there is a torpedo in the water. You can just see it arriving. Whereas from this submarine, I got no warning whatsoever. It was just boom. Here's a torpedo right to your starboard flank. Mayhem looks to be in terrible shape. We're flooding now also on another compartment. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Mayhem's not going to survive this encounter. Just turn around the Mayhem, ensuring not to ram her. Where's that bastard? Zero warning. I can't wait for it to be my time to torpedo them. Use my own destroyer, or my own submarines against them. So considering the arc of the torpedoes, I think it has to be somewhere over here. I'll turn back a bit, slow down, have a listen. Let's go back to 10 knots. Own speed, 22 knots, and slowing. Where are you? You little shit. Now, once again, I've spent quite a while looking for this submarine. I think the game could do with a sort of marker on the map that says, hey, this is the general direction from where those torpedoes came. Instead of having you work it out all by yourself. Because at least then I have a bit more of a clue where I'm going. Whereas right now I'm just getting quite frustrated with the game. Because sure enough, those torpedoes came out of nowhere. But they didn't come from very far. Or I didn't get a lot of warning. Mayhem didn't move that far away from her last position when she was torpedoed. And on top of that, a submarine submerged can only do about 7 knots. So the Cummings charging at that destroyer, or at that submarine with about 25 knots, should have easily reached her location by now. But is utterly unable to find any smith of a submarine here. There's nothing. Not a hint about where it is. Which, as some have pointed out in the Steam discussion pages, submarines are overpowered right now. They are such formidable hunters, and, well, of course the destroyers are the likely counter to them, but damn. Maybe I need to up my ASW tactics, maybe I need to be more patient, but I don't want to be zigzagging for a few hours, in-game or out-game, just to be trying to find an enemy submarine. Sure, it got the first drop, that's how they should be, but I could use a bit more of a help to find these enemy subs. Now, as I'm looking for the submarine and checking out the damage on the Mayhem, there's something else that I noticed. look at where it says engineering and then a number that's counting down with repair party. If I once again click on it, so I want to say reassign the engineering team to the section it's already on, click, it goes back to 132 seconds. So instead of the game going, hold on, you already have an engineering team there already is damage control taking part, you don't need to click it again, I'm just going to ignore that. It goes, okay, I'll reassign it. And that fire that the guys are extinguishing, it magically got bigger again. Simply because I happened to click on it. This needs to change. Now, after getting frustrated with a bunch of searching on ASW, or on searching the enemy submarine, I decided to take to the Steam discussion page. And one of the first things I found was ASW warfare is completely broken for both sides. Somebody said, subs are stupid overpowered. They always spawn underwater when a DD happens to spot them on the world map. Okay, if I spotted them, then why the fuck does my destroyer group have zero clue where they are? And why are they now underwater? They always spawn with a perfect shot right off the start, even when you spotted them. Exactly. This submarine group, or this ASW group, spotted the enemy group. It spotted the destroyer. Why the hell don't I know where the damn destroyer or where the damn submarine is? I completely agree with that statement sent by Mobius1 on the Steam discussion page. He also said, I have almost no spotting or no issue spotting the initial torpedo salvo right when it happens. Every time I beeline my destroyers to the location and get very close to it and creep around at 7 to 8 or 7 to 9 knots with active sonar on, I have not once ever gotten a ping or contact report, anything at all. Nothing shows up. I have done this about 10 times in a bunch of different scenarios, weather sea conditions, etc. Even with one DD with active sonar and one DD in passive, I have done it with them standing still. The only time I ever detected a sub is when I was lucky enough to literally be on top of the thing. Exactly. Exactly. I just, for the life of me, couldn't find the enemy sub, which is all the more surprising, considering that the game said, hey, you spotted a submarine. Maybe you should do something about it. Or rather, it forced me to do something about it because I couldn't ignore the encounter. And then, immediately out of the blue, the Moleemann got torped, and on top of that, I have no idea where the submarine went. So this needs to change. Sonar needs to get fixed, the submarine positions need to get changed because they somehow always spawn with an excellent shot, and it is stuff like this that is just making the game very, very unenjoyable, which is so sad because I have hopes for this game. I really want it to succeed. The map system, the campaign system is good. Sure, it would be great if your ships actually remember what they were doing when you load up a save, but aside from that issue, buying ships with your command points, gaining command points when you sink an enemy ship, stuff like that works. I like it. But it is frustrating shit like this that just takes away all the enjoyment of the game. It is still early days for this game. It has just come out, but I really hope and I really urge the devs to fix this, because this is making the game very unenjoyable. And on that note, I am leaving you with the end of this episode here. Hopefully, soon the game will get patched and it'll get better. Because right now, it's just not as good as it could be. Nowhere near as good. Still, thank you guys for watching, and I see you guys soon for another one.